Lauren was a very healthy, outgoing, energetic sort of person, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So she hadn't ever been ill, so her developing cancer was a shock for everybody. She was intelligent, she was articulate. She's quite a quiet, reflective, thoughtful kind of child. But she was also, I think in private, she was quite sparky, wasn't she? And funny. She basically had what could be common symptoms amongst many children.
That's right.
So it took a long time for her to be diagnosed. But she was finally diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And there began a year of cancer treatment. She had to undergo 5 rounds of chemotherapy. And initially it appeared to be successful. And she recovered and got through it. Started at her new secondary school. Went on a brief holiday to the Lake District, but then almost immediately started coughing again. And she just said to me, "Mum, I think it's come back." And I said, "No, it
won't be that. It'll be an infection." She very rarely made the kind of noise you would expect. You'd expect her to say, "Well, you know, it's not fair. Why me? You know." The worst, I think, probably the worst moment of the whole year was when when it was confirmed that yes, indeed, it wasn't just an infection, that the cancer had come back, and she was very, very upset about that.
She was distressed then, but really, the rest of the time she was pragmatic about it. She just coped with it day by day, and she was very concerned to look after us.
She would say, "I want you to be happy." And she, you know, we wrote notes to each other so that we had something permanent, you know, for that she could see and could have something there where she could return to, and if she wanted to, about how we felt about her and how much we admired her and how, you know, how we were very proud of her. And one of the things she'd done while she was ill was watched Lord of the Rings. So we said it would be lovely to have a signed photograph of Orlando Bloom, who's Legolas, favourite character in the film. And Starlight said, "Well, maybe we can do something better than that. We'll get in touch."
But they didn't give that away at the time. They just said, "Oh right, we'll see what we can do." I didn't know how she was going to react to this, but I mean, in the end, she was woken up one morning to be told, you know, Orlando Bloom's on the phone from Australia to have a chat with you, which was astounding.
Yes.
And she was not at all well by this stage. I mean, she wouldn't have been capable of going out and doing anything. And I wasn't sure how long she'd be able even to sit up in a chair and talk. And it was 40 minutes. And they nattered and nattered.
Yes.
And just appeared to get on with each other very well. And
they did, yeah.
They talked about animals and interests. And Lauren asked him lots of questions about, you know, being in the films and what he enjoyed about it.
It was as if she'd had a phone call with a mate, wasn't it? She was really, you know.
Yeah, she was very relaxed about it. She was really cool. I was most impressed. I mean, I wouldn't have been. She was just, oh yes, you know.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. It was a real boost for her. Cancer or a serious illness takes so much away from a child. You know, their ordinary life is decimated. They can't do any of the normal things that their friends do. So it's kind of restoring to them, no, you're still entitled for good things to happen to you. And that's what Starlight is doing. They're making good things happen, you know, in rather bleak times. She just said to me one day, I don't remember, quite close to the end probably, "Will you tell people about me when I've gone?" And I said, "Hey, yes, I'd want to tell the whole world about you. Of course I would." So for us, obviously, to be able to make this film and to tell people about Lauren is a way of doing that, is a way of telling the world.